Welcome to BD Daily Tech News Podcast, your daily briefing on tech and innovation. It is 2026, July 1st, and today we are staying strictly in tech. AI agents, GPU databases, farm data, 3D reconstruction, and the eternal haunted mansion known as Enterprise Java.
A full menu. Nothing says innovation like a robot, a tractor, and a Java migration walking into a boardroom. If the boardroom has fluorescent lights, the Java migration has already won.
Story 1. NVIDIA published work on designing GPU-accelerated query engines with NVIDIA GQE. The key line is that these systems are often constrained by memory and I/O bandwidth, even when the GPU compute itself is powerful.
So the GPU is basically a genius chef, but the kitchen has one tiny doorway, and the ingredients arrive by scooter. Incredible. We built a rocket engine and then fed it through a drinking straw.
Exactly. The simple version? Databases answer questions by moving huge amounts of data around, and GPUs can process many pieces at once. But if high-bandwidth memory, data movement, and storage access cannot keep up, performance stalls.
Why normal people should care? Every AI assistant, recommendation engine, fraud detector, and search tool depends on fast data plumbing. Boring plumbing is how your app stops spinning like it is buffering from 2009.
Story 2 comes from MIT Technology Review. Agriculture is ready for AI, but its data is not. The article points to promising predictive models for farming, especially with volatile fertilizer costs, unpredictable weather, and thin margins, but warns that poor data foundations can ruin the investment.
I disagree with the headline a little. If the data is not ready, then agriculture is not ready. That is like saying, I am ready for a marathon, except my shoes are soup and my training plan is a motivational mug.
Fair correction. The technology use cases are ready. The operating layer may not be. Imagine each field has sensors, weather feeds, soil records, and equipment logs, but they speak different dialects, and some are missing half the nouns.
Actionable takeaway for any business, not just farms. Before buying the shiny AI tool, audit your data. If your spreadsheet has columns named Final, Final 2, and Please use this one, the model is not the problem. You are the weather event.
Story 3. Microsoft Research introduced SkillOpt, described as agent skills as trainable parameters. Their point is that AI agents often fail because instructions or skills are manually modified with no guarantee of improvement.
That is brutally relatable. We keep rewriting prompts like we are leaving notes for a roommate who keeps putting forks in the freezer. Please summarize the contract. No, not as a pirate. No, not with jazz hands.
SkillOpt tries to make skill editing a training process without changing model weights. In plain English, instead of replacing the whole brain, you train the checklist the agent uses to act more reliably.
I am reversing my earlier cynicism slightly. This is the kind of boring reliability work AI needs. Less magical intern with a cape, more dependable coworker who knows where the shared drive is.
Story 4. NVIDIA discussed optimizing Omniverse NuRec, a neural reconstruction pipeline for building high-fidelity 3D representations of real-world environments from multi-sensor data. This sits at the intersection of AI, simulation, robotics, and digital twins.
Simple version, feed the system camera and sensor data, and it builds a realistic 3D scene a machine can understand. It is like giving a robot a memory palace, except the palace has LiDAR and probably judges your cable management.
Story 5. Hugging Face featured ScarfBench, a benchmark for AI agents doing enterprise Java framework migration. Details in the feed are sparse, but the topic matters because migration work is expensive, risky, and full of hidden dependencies.
Benchmarks are important here because a demo can migrate one tidy example, while real enterprise code has 12 ancient plugins and a comment from 2014 that says, "Do not touch." That comment is the load-bearing wall of capitalism.
Today's pattern is clear. AI is becoming infrastructure. The winners will not just have bigger models, they will have better memory bandwidth, cleaner data, testable agent skills, realistic simulation pipelines, and serious benchmarks.
Your practical homework. Audit one workflow where AI could help. Then check the boring stuff first. Data quality, permissions, evaluation, failure modes. If it sounds unglamorous, congratulations. You have found the part that actually matters.
That is it for BD Daily Tech News Podcast. If this helped you think more clearly about AI agents and tech infrastructure, subscribe, like, and tell us in the comments which trend you trust least.
And if your company has a spreadsheet called Final, Really Final, share this episode gently or aggressively. I am not your data governance committee, but frankly, someone has to be.